about 4:15 p.m. on Wednesday, July 2nd. I haven't even been able to really like make content or anything today because everything and everyone is just dumb and stupid. I mean, so you know how Trump supporters, it's like they get their talking point and then they all make the identical video. They all make exactly the same videos. And the latest one that I'm seeing where they're looking at the camera like looking all smug with some dramatic music in the background. And the text on the screen says, "You realize that everybody who's about to lose their Medicaid, those are the ones that were committing fraud." Because these half-smart, inbred, fart-huffing, mouth-breathing Gomer dipshits don't have any understanding of how Medicaid works. They think that if you qualify for Medicaid, that somebody who works for Medicaid shows up at your house once a month and hands you an envelope full of unmarked 20s. And then people take that money and go spend it on whatever they want. If that's the way the program worked, that would be a problem. That's not the way the program works. When you qualify for Medicaid benefits, you are either in like a nursing home because you're disabled or you're 90, and Medicaid pays the facility where you are staying. Or you go see a doctor who accepts Medicaid, and that doctor provides you with medical care that you need, and Medicaid pays that doctor for treating you. I've said it countless times before. Donald Trump is a symptom. Donald Trump simply understands how to manipulate tens of millions of Americans who are incredibly dumb. They are incredibly gullible. They're fucking mean. They're incredibly easy to manipulate, to the point where it's like somebody gives them a talking point and then 1,000 of them come on TikTok today making that same stupid fucking video. They don't even understand how Medicaid works. Medicaid is the only reason that rural hospitals exist. And who lives in areas that need rural hospitals? Trump voters. They are cheering on the closure of their nearest hospitals. This country will not survive as long as those people are still here. It just will not. They're too dumb to see that Donald Trump and Republicans in the House and the Senate want these people to just die off and not be here anymore. If you're poor, if you're sick, this bill, the big, beautiful, we're all going to die bill, is going to take absolutely every single thing that you have today that is keeping you alive. And Trump supporters think that that's only going to affect black welfare queens in the inner city. They say it as much in my comments, which is just appealing to their racism. So yeah, it's been a challenging day. I made a couple of videos at lunch and I was just kind of like, whatever. And one January 6th rioter who was pardoned by Donald Trump got a life sentence today for plotting several assassinations of FBI agents and offers with multiple Tennessee law enforcement agencies after they investigated him for his role in the January 6th attack. Another January 6th rioter who was pardoned by Donald Trump has been hired by the Department of Homeland Security. He's a former FBI agent, so he's now working for the government. And the party of fiscal responsibility is adding $5 trillion to the debt ceiling after Donald Trump added $8 trillion to the national debt during his first term. When Donald Trump came into office the first time, the national debt was $24 trillion. Between his first and second term now, Republicans are going to add $13 trillion to that national debt. And then we have Nancy Mace, who made several TikToks of herself on her way to Congress to vote for Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill in her pajamas. She stopped at a Waffle House in her pajamas with her little dog. She stopped at a Wawa convenience store to buy Red Bull while listening to AC/DC's Highway to Hell. She posted all of these TikToks of herself in her pajamas, and then she posted another TikTok of herself walking down the hallway to her office in Congress in her pajamas with her little dog carrying her luggage. So it really, really legitimately seems like Nancy Mace has completely lost her mind. Republicans just wrapped up voting on an amendment to the big, beautiful bill in the House, which changes the bill, which means by definition now that it has to go back to the Senate because they're changing it. So we're starting this all over again, more or less. The House is going to vote, then it's got to go back to the Senate. So there's no way this is going to get done by Donald Trump, his little 4th of July deadline, the day after tomorrow. Thomas Massey from Kentucky says that he's got 10 firm no votes lined up against this bill. It's a 212 to 220 margin in the House right now. Democrats to Republicans, it should be 215 Democrats, but 3 Democrats have died in office this year who were serving in the House, all of whom were sick enough to know that that was a possibility when they ran for re-election last year. Other reports have said that there are 20 Republican no votes against this bill. So if they just vote the bill down, I don't know what happens then. Do they go back to the drawing board and start fresh? Even Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that Mike Johnson doesn't have the votes. And House Republicans are fucking shit up with what they're trying to do. They screwed up stuff in the Rules Committee today. So, you know, I guess we'll get more interviews with Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins about all of this. So, kudos, Republicans. You guys are really hitting it out of the park.